Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode with Resourceful Roxie. Rex Rumplebee here to take you on a lap through Coastal Highway while we recover from our triple death challenge. We're just hours away from our weakened state to wear off and the color to come back to our life. Looks like I'm very hungry, so I'll start the day with something to eat, and then we'll get out there and explore Coastal Highway. Let's see. I have some antibiotics, so I'm not too worried about food poisoning, and I have a knife, so I can get these cans opened. So I'm just going to go with the lowest quality food and get that out of my pack. Looks like I don't have a whole lot of food, actually. I have a lot of tea and coffee, but as soon as we get that out of the bag, it's going to be pretty slim pickings. Let's see if I put some stuff away last night. We've got a water locker, and a food locker. Yeah, we've got some stuff. Oh, we got lots of food. Lots of food. So let's go ahead and put this away so we're not looking at boxes of tea. Oh, we've maxed out our food. Our food locker. So maybe we'll carry everything that's less than 50%, except for the tea and coffee. Hopefully that will all fit. Alright. Looks pretty good. Maybe we just stage some drinks over here so we can grab and go. Tea's kind of a bedtime drink, so we don't really need to be carrying that around. Let's get outside and start walking around, and very shortly our weakened state will have worn off and Coastal Highway will light up like Dorothy landing in Oz. Hearing a weird noise. Trying to make sure it's just a... Okay, it's just a couple deer. So, we kind of haphazardly looted the houses here, and I don't even really remember what we've already looked at and what we haven't, so I go through a couple of these houses, and if I check the fridge, then I've checked the house, usually is the case, and here it looks like I haven't, so we can just start right here. And what I'd like to do is make our way to kind of the edge of the map, so it would be to the east, and then work our way back, and then kind of level up to the next tier. I think there's a meadow that might have some materials that will help us start thinking about crafting a bow, and there'll be some rabbits up there in that meadow as well, which ideally we get 7 of them sooner than later, but at least 3 of them so that we can start making some of the rabbit skin clothing, particularly the hat. But we got so much good loot on day 1 that it's really not even a priority at this point. We got 2 Mackinac jackets, 2 of my favorite sweaters, 2 sets of long johns, including one that's wool. We could upgrade the work pants to lose the sprint penalty, but everything else is like about as good as you could ask for. So our main goal from here, oh, and we just got well fed, so that's going to add 5 kilos of carry capacity to our backpack, and also a little boost of health as well. So I believe now, oh, and we turn the lights on. Everything's happening all at once. I believe now we can get 30% max health with our cheap death penalty still applying to our overall condition. So with all that being said, our main goal is just to try to avoid being attacked by an animal, and being in coastal highway, always relatively close to, just clear the junk there, always relatively close to an indoor structure for shelter. We don't have a whole lot of threats at this point because we had such a good start. But hopefully we can kind of just enjoy this recovery mission and kind of loot out coastal highway. And not get killed by a wolf coming around a corner. I do have a flare, and we'll start a fire pretty soon. We haven't not yet started a fire. And we'll build some torches, and that will help to alleviate the worry of running into the business end of a bear. I just grabbed a bunch of stuff, so I'm just going to try to drop it off before we head out, because I don't want to get too heavy too soon, because it just seems like there is a ton of loot in Coastal Highway waiting for us. Probably have more than enough food, but I'd kind of rather carry it than have to come back for it. Alright, let's do this. 30 kilos with 35 to carry total. Probably carrying a little too much stuff. Make ourselves a first aid cabinet over here. We did. Put the antiseptic away. Keep the bad one. And I mean, that's not really doing much for weight for us. It's mostly the food. You can look and see by category if you look across the top of our grid there on the right hand side. We've got 2 kilos of first aid, 7 kilos of clothing, but all of it's being worn, 8 kilos of food, 9 of our tools. But all that stuff looks pretty good. I'm not compelled to drop any of it, so we'll just go with what we got. I do kind of want to bring that rope, because I think we'll not come back here before we have an opportunity to deploy that up top. So away we go. Just carrying a big heavy rope with us for the journey. I'm gonna walk with my flare out because oftentimes there's some wolves that'll kind of creep up over this berm and get you without making any kind of a noise. Hopefully we'll be quick enough to pop the flare and deter the attack. I don't remember if we walked up there already or not. We're gonna go to the next spot. So there are some wolves out on the ice, and I don't think I have anything except a rock. Yeah, that's not gonna do a whole lot for us. We'll have to avoid the wolves for now and get ourselves some proper gear. On Voyager, you're still likely to come across some firearms. The rifle can tend to be found in the overlook. So we'll check there. And every once in a while, you know, a corpse will have a rifle as well. So when the birds are out, it's always good to go check out what they're circling around, because homie might be carrying something useful. Not in this particular instance, but I can't say we didn't try. So I'm gonna do this so I don't keep coming back to these corpses. Just X him out, and that way I kind of know that we put him to rest. Alright, so we got Misanthrope's Island across the way there in the fog, and then we have this kind of like auxiliary town site that can tend to have one or two structures intact. I think I see a bear out there. But oftentimes they're burned down, so maybe we go check out the island first. I think we can get around this bear. This could be problematic if not. It's kind of good to know that he's here. I'm just kind of cutting off my approach to the island. See if we can get around the rock and just avoid each other like two ships in the night. I don't know if he'll like sense me. If I go up this hill, maybe I'll hear him growl and I can run away before it's too late. He's right over there. Yikes. Okay. I'm running because I hear him. I don't know if there's an opportunity for a rifle to be in this house up here, but if there is, we'll try to take that guy down. Alright, the Misanthrope's Homestead. Let's see. Did we already come up here? I'm so confused with... Yeah, we've already been here. I don't remember the lap that we took from previous episode. It's been a little bit of time. But it's strange that I overlooked that hatchet laying in the yard. Maybe it was dark and stormy and just walked right over it. So there's a corpse of some sort, or a carcass perhaps, out there. We'll go take a look at that. I want to walk down here anyways and see if there's anything here. Doesn't really look like it. Start collecting pelts and gear up for some crafting of the animal skin clothing. So we'll take the time to get rid of this guy. Might even just leave everything else because we'll take the guts for sure. So we're gonna need that to cure as well. But I don't think I even need to be carrying around raw deer meat right now. I've got so much food and it's just... It's just wolf bait basically, which I can't answer with any kind of weaponry, so try to stay as clean as possible. So there's rabbits on that little island, and see if Roxie can pull out some sharpshooter skills. We do have to be cautious of that bear as well because he is walking around here. Maybe that? Oh, I missed him. Threw it right over his head. I feel like sometimes I'm like laser accurate with the stones, and then sometimes I feel like I've completely forgotten how to aim it. I always try to use the thumb of my glove to kind of gauge where the stone is going to go, but sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. With limited consistency with the rabbit kill by stone. I'm doing alright though. It's better if they're head on. You can just kind of gauge their movements a little easier. The left to right strafing is always a tough shot. Alright, so we got our 3 rabbits. I'm going to... I think I'm going to go back up over the hill of Misanthrope's Island here and try to stay... It would be ideal to get a visual on the bear, but it would be in everyone's best interest to avoid him as we head over to those other houses. So Hopefully I can see him. Now I've got the full come and get me with the rabbits that I'm carrying. Might even be worth it to skin them here indoors and then just let them cure up here and leave everything behind. So maybe I take a minute to do that because I really don't want to be walking around with wolves being attracted to me before I get a weapon. Once we get a bow, or if we find a rifle, bring it on. Roxie ain't afraid. In fact, it might be nice to try to build a wolfskin coat and kind of get the full animal kit going for Roxie. Could be a good goal for the coastal highway run, since she got so lucky with her original loot. There's really nothing that I have to find to ensure survival from the elements at this point, so just kind of get her kitted out and make it look good. Definitely gonna have to make a note to myself that these are here, because I will most definitely forget. So we'll drop the deer hide, all of the guts, and even the sapling, why not? And then we'll go down to our general notes. Let's say rabbit pelts, deer pelt, guts, and sapling. Curing at misanthropes. Just a temporary note, so it doesn't need to be perfect. And still, oh, I didn't drop the rabbits. They still have meat on them. Do that, and now we're good. And I think we lost some of the weight to make it over those houses and maybe rest. Okay, so now we are heading towards the bear in the fog. Not my favorite move. I don't even know if the bear is... oops, I went the wrong way. I don't know if the bear is deterred by a flare, or if he'll just keep coming at me. But I guess we're gonna find out. Take these as a good alternative to antiseptic. just trying to see if I can maybe spot this guy before we commit to the ice heavy. Alright, so I'm not 100% sure what the general direction that I want to be going is. I think if we kind of go this way, we'll run into something eventually. And hopefully that's not an animal that wants to eat us. Isn't really expecting to be having to do this in the fog. There's some land coming up over here. That maybe is right. I think the bear can kind of patrol his way all the way over here as well, so we really still have to be careful. So there's 4 rabbits. Cool if we could get 3 more. Alright, that one's clearly destroyed. Let's have a quick snack. Rabbit coming back. Let's see him. Pick up some mushrooms, some of the natural remedies that are out here in the wilderness, and we'll slowly transition to a kind of a fully natural run in terms of using only what we harvest and hunt. It's good practice on the easier difficulties to like try to be less dependent on the food, especially the food that you come across in houses and everything, and start to learn the mechanics of harvesting and crafting the various things that that you can find out in the woods. Because on the harder difficulties, most of these containers are going to be completely empty when you come through and try to loot. There's a handful of food and drinks that you'll come across, but it's much more likely that you'll have to feed yourself off of the animals and the plants and heal yourself with the remedies that you can make up. So while you're exploring the game and all of the regions on Pilgrim or Voyager, start to get an idea of how those work and how they're going to work for your strategy. One of the things I like to do is just kind of like eat all the food and drinks that you find with like no intention of being conservative whatsoever, and just try to get it all out of the game as soon as possible, and then convert to all the stuff that you have to find and harvest. Oh good, we found matches. I was wondering if we would get to 200 of them. I'm still like not fully convinced that this is the Voyager difficulty, especially when we look back at what Rex found in Bleak Inlet compared to what she's finding here. It's crazy how much loot we've got in Coastal Highway. And maybe it's just a more, hey, I think we already have 2 of those on our body already. Maybe it's just because there's so much more structure and places to loot at Bleak Inlet versus, at Coastal Highway here versus Bleak Inlet. But man, it's just like every drawer has something awesome. But the downside to that is that we are like too heavy to walk after leaving each building. It's making it really hard to like traverse the region. We're gonna have to do a lot of inventory management. And it's okay to pick up everything over here because I kind of like to have this this area here kind of be the like eastern checkpoint of the coastal highway. So you're walking through, leave some food, leave some extra tools, definitely another set of clothes, and we'll just treat this building directly in front of us as that spot because barely walk over there, and maybe load the fridge up with gear. Get back to underweight, sleep for a few hours, and then head out to the edge of the road. We'll double check that car just because it's there. And then we'll head up the hill and see if we can find something. It'll help us take down some wolves. Alright, this is a good cabinet to use, I think, for... Those are cool. Designed for mobility and warmth, using leather and fur. Stay warm, move quickly. Let's check it out. Alright, so she has got, she's got everything that she needs. Could probably lose the balaclava. Work pants are worth 8 for armor, which is nice. I'm gonna kind of stay burly while we're so weak. She's already wearing trail boots, so these are 1 degree, 5% protection, 3 penalty. It seems like they're almost the same across those 3 stats. They're a little bit heavier actually, but they are more waterproof, and I think, she looks kind of cool in them. I've never really seen those before. What do we have to do to repair them? We need cured leather. Do we have any of that? We'd have to destroy the boots. Why not? Let's try it. So we'll put the rest of the stuff away. Rock these cool boots. And let's harvest up this rabbit real quick. We'll carry the hide with us. Although I think the hide also gives off some scent for the wolves. Alright, so we'll drop Drop that stuff. Leave some matches behind. Need to be fire starting stuff. Save a couple of those in case we get into a sticky situation. Needing fire. Hold on to the first aid kit for now. We got rid of the clothes already. The food is really what's weighing us down. So we'll just do like we did earlier. Everything over 50% will go in the box. We don't need to be carrying tea around. Maybe we go everything under 40 stays with us. Put some water away. And are we doubled up on tools? Yeah, we are. Jeez. Let's go like this. Keep the 2 flares. The rope is definitely weighing us down, but we'll hold on to that for now. Don't need 4 cans of spray paint. Need to drop. Wait, what else did I just drop? Oh, it was a piece of fish. Alright, and that should be good. We're still going to be heavy. So the moon is coming up. I guess we could probably go out and check out that car and the end of the road here and then come back here and sleep for the night. I have a feeling that this bear is around. And I really hope we don't run into him at the wrong time. So those are all edible. I'm not gonna spend the time to pull them. The animation is so slow on those things that unless I have to, I'll just avoid the burdock route. Let's just go one at a time. 30 minutes with the deer carcass for the hide. We'll leave some more stuff curing here in this house as well, now that we found this guy. But the boots that we just found are pretty nice, so maybe we go shoot for it's like golden hour out there. That's pretty cool. That might be a cover shot. Let's snap a photo of that. It's pretty cool. But anyways, the deerskin pants are always good to make as well, so maybe we stick with the boots that we found. Shoot for the pants first. And if we end up with enough materials, make them both, but rabbit skin hat is definitely priority number 1. Think about a wolfskin coat would be cool. I mean, there's just gear everywhere. It's crazy. I did not expect. I knew Coastal Highway would be a good place for us to start, and Junk under a stump. Okay. I think I have a rough idea where that is. If you're walking up the frozen creek bed to the Bear Creek campground, I believe you go kind of like up this kind of nondescript hill on the left side of the creek as you're walking up it. It actually opens up into a meadow with a bunch of rabbits and an old cabin, and just go searching around till you find a stump and pull out that guy's gear, which I don't remember if it's anything good or not. It's probably decent. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait until we encounter an animal to see if they just tuck their tail and run, and if they do, then we somehow failed to engage Voyager mode. But I remember we selected scurvy and confirmed that we would keep that on, and that's not even an option in Pilgrim mode, so we just got super fortunate with the amount of loot that's in Coastal Highway. Or maybe it's always that way on Voyager mode. And it's just been a while since I've come through here on the easier difficulties. Works for me. Wait, have we not been in here? Is this a new house? I thought this was the one that we were calling our base out here, but apparently there was a third house. I'm slightly confused. It's okay. We will work it out. Some more stuff to grab. Actually don't have a whole lot of lantern fuel, I don't think. This thing is going to run out pretty soon. So there's a revolver cartridge. I wonder if there might be a revolver somewhere around. Energy drink. Oh, I'm getting pretty hungry. Let's have a quick snack so we don't lose our well-fed bonus. Finish looting this house. Thought was already our house. Hey, speaking of lighter fluid. And then we'll go back to our base. Set some stuff down. Get a little bit of sleep. Hike up the hill. Oh. I just only looted half the house. That's what happened. I just left without walking through the kitchen. Alright, so let's see here. I have to go through the kitchen. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep the light on. That's a lot of navigating there. But leave behind the firewood and the new clothes, which included combat boots. Kind of cool. Just getting all the apparel. Once again, leaving everything above 50. Alright, that looks a little more reasonable for food. That should take us through. Well, I'll eat all of that tonight, and then depending on what that leaves me with, maybe go into this cabinet in the morning before we take off and restock. But I've got antibiotics, so I don't have to worry about food poisoning. And I've got plenty of calories available in the cupboard. So back to the bed. I'm going to kill the light. I'm going to refill the light with all the lantern fuel that we found. Get us almost halfway full. And then let's just eat everything. Banged up dog food. A can of wet dog food. Smells bad, but eating it is better than starving. Probably. Sounds delicious. Let's go for another. I always think it's funny how much they have to eat to get full. Like 2 cans of dog food. And then, I mean, he's still going. She's still going. Alright, that looks much better. I think we can actually walk with just that. I don't think we need to take anything else. I should probably make a note real quick that what's this place even called over here? Start kind of oh, we got a Aurora coming up. I don't know what this place is called over here. We'll just call it the East Side houses. Have food, clothing, pelts, and tools. Well, we just at least know to come back here and check it all out. Alright, I think that's all Roxie needs to do this evening. Go for a full sleep. And yeah, she did pretty good with calories. She's still like 3/4 of the way. If there was a cooked meat in there, maybe I'll take that and eat it right before we go. Because that way, yeah, I thought I had one. Oh, I've got salmon too. Just eat that. That'll fill you up. Just top off the water. And let's go. We'll leave the pelts curing. Remember to come back. Check that building. And we'll do this so that we remember that it's this house. Waterfront cottages. I knew it started with an S. Could not for the life of me get out what it's called over here. That's okay. We'll remember. And then we'll make the edit next time we go back with the notes. Oh, I should have probably prepared the stuff I'm holding on to. Get the mushrooms ready to make tea. So I don't 100% know my way around Coastal Highway in terms of like the most efficient way to get up to the next tier, especially from over here. I think you can do it. Some of this stuff looks like it's just going to kind of cliff out. This kind of looks walkable. I don't know if it's going to bring us anywhere. Yeah, I don't think this is the right way to go. That looks like you could almost sneak through there, but on the way down, but it's not going to let us go up that way. Now I'm just asking for a sprain. Let's see if we can stop that. I'm pretty sure there's a way without having to go all the way back that gets us up there. Don't really see it though. Got wolves on the ice. They might have been back. I should have probably gone back towards the car. Might have missed it because of not backtracking far enough. But I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I know there's this house up on the hill that we might need to look at anyways, so worse things have happened. Yeah, we walked pretty much back to the garage. And I'm almost certain you don't have to do that. But I might be mistaken about that. Okay, I hear something walking. I think it's a deer. Yeah, I think we've been in here already. I opened the mailbox. We'll just take a quick peek. Like I said, we kind of haphazardly looted these places in the first episode, and let's check the fridge. Yeah, we've been in here. So what I'll do is I'll put an X on the door, and that way in the future I'll know that I've been here and there's nothing to be found except like cloth from the curtains and scrap wood from the furniture and things like that, but it's been well looted is what that tells me. And I do remember we walked up to the plane crash, so now yeah, I don't think, maybe there is nothing back there further, because I think the meadow is right up here. I was just kind of like putting all of this stuff further to the east or behind us. So I don't think we missed anything in below the waterfront cottages. And up here to our right, there should kind of be a clearing up there that gets us into a meadow. This might be too steep to walk. Oh, almost made it. Hey, look at that. Alright. Make sure there's nothing angry out here. There's a couple more rabbits I see. The silent clearing, that's what it's called. This guy didn't have a very good time. Ah, but he did leave a flare gun. And that, wow, he was fully stocked with them too. Guess it didn't work out for him. But a flare gun can take down a bear. So we basically have a gun now. And we could go out onto the ice there, and if that bear is still patrolling bottom of Misanthrope, maybe we have a crack at him. I'm gonna try to take, what, 3 more of these rabbits, right? Oh, that's weird. It was almost like he was afraid of me. Okay. Acorns here. I've never really found the acorns to be super useful. Oops. Oh yeah, we have. Oh, could I get both of them with 1 stone? I don't think that's possible, but they were lined up to where you could have. 2 rabbits with 1 stone. Do it like that so that we. Oh. See, there you go. Just when you think you got it, just do something like that, and you're like, wait, what? How did I miss that? I don't know if there's a 4th, but we have the other one curing at the waterfront cottages, so we should have all 7 rabbits that we need to make the hat and the mittens. So, gosh, I kind of want to just get all of this stuff back to the garage since it's so close. It's just up the hill, right? It's midday. I think we can maybe, yeah, I mean, it's literally right down there. If I could get 1 more rabbit up here, we wouldn't even have to walk back to the cottages. Before it's time to start making the rabbit skin clothing. I guess it's not that big of a deal that we do. I don't see anyone else hopping around over there. So, yeah, this is what we'll do. We'll go back down the hill, and I'm gonna load this up while I'm thinking about it so that we've got 5 flare gun shots. Yeah, so we'll go down here, we'll get. Oh, that wolf sees me. Can he get to me? I think he can. Get out of here, dude. Okay, well, here he comes. I don't know. Okay. Well, that confirms that we are not playing Pilgrim, because he wants a little piece of Roxie, but he ain't going to get it. I didn't want to shoot him with a flare gun. I feel like it's better to save those for potential. Okay. potential bear encounter. We absolutely could use it if we had to, but I'd almost rather pop the regular flare and just deter him for now, because wolves aren't that beneficial for us to have at this point. Although I guess the bear meat is also technically predator meat. I'm just thinking about being able to use the meat that we get off of some of these bigger animals for food. And originally I was thinking that the bear would be okay to eat, but I think they can give you parasites just like the wolves. I don't know if one is more likely to make you sick than the other, but I would definitely much rather use the flare gun on the bear than the wolves. The wolves are going to bother us the whole time once they get started. I mean, there's just not really an end to them. I'm going to leave the rabbits with their meat for now. Don't need to drop any gear. I guess I could take this and just kind of ditch some of these containers of fuel. That should give us a pretty good amount. Yeah, we're almost full there. Did pick up one revolver bullet. Lots of cans. That's a decent kit right there. I'm gonna hold on to the flare gun. The rope will be gone soon. That'll make us light. And I probably don't need to be carrying around these water tablets. We're gonna use those for the first time we make a fire. We haven't made fire yet. Am I carrying any firewood that I don't need to be? A few sticks I can leave behind. Start making a kind of a collection of those. Alright. It's midday. Should have plenty of time to get back up the hill. And hopefully wolves are not as excited about us now that we're not holding on to 3 dead rabbits. So that's the one other house that I'm pretty sure that we looked at. The car has got its hood up. I'll go this way. The mailbox isn't open. So let's take a quick look. Pretty sure we've been here. Yeah. Mark it as such. And now we don't have to come back. So there's a road. Yeah, there's the road. Might be able to sneak up and enter a little bit higher. This looks kind of steep. Yeah, that's too steep. I thought we could get up there. Maybe it was right here that I was thinking of. Another thing that would be nice to make sooner than later is some improvised crampons, because that'll help us climb the ropes faster and will prevent us from getting sprains as easily on the slopes. Let's check out this trailer real quick and going to clear the junk. Oh, that fire log is so heavy. I'm not carrying that with us. I really don't need to be carrying any of this firewood with us. We're not really planning on making a fire. Alright, I'm gonna grab this box. I'm gonna put it up here. And we'll just leave the stuff we found, including that, all of the clothing that we just picked up, as well as, what was it? I already forgot. Oh, the fire log. Yeah, we should be good. Alright, so we'll mark that one with some storage so that we at least know to come cleared out if the time comes to want to be putting all of our gear back in one place. So now we're going to kind of zigzag our way up the mountain, and I think that is the rope, the first of the two ropes that leads up to the overlook. Maybe not though, that might be... Okay, so we're back at the silent clearing, and this is the hill that we just walked down, overlooking the town site. You can see the cabin down there. So we're right back where we were. And do I have the energy? If I have a energy drink, yeah, we'll just hit that and climb up this rope. I think that's like one of the best things that those energy drinks are for, is just to like kind of sprint your way up a climb. It almost looks like you could walk around this thing. Maybe we try that real quick just to learn something new. Oh, nope. Got too steep on us. Not without. Of course, now watch me strain my ankle. Saw that coming. That's alright. We are prepared for anything. Just bandage that up, and we'll drink the energy drink as advertised. I always count her steps when she is climbing. I don't know if you guys do that too, but that was a 45 step rope climb. Doesn't really mean anything, but I think the longest one is that I've seen is the one that goes up to the top of It's like from the bottom of Hush River Valley. One to the summit on Timberwolf Mountain might also be pretty close. Alright, so I think we can kind of maybe go up here. Like I said, I don't know my way around that well. There's definitely one point where we can kind of like skip the switchbacks of the road and come out in a higher spot. This definitely looks like it's leading us somewhere in the upwards. But once again, we kind of get cliffed out. So one more sprained ankle and back down we go. It really looks like I should be able to walk up this, but I'm kind of just hitting like a wall right there, even though it doesn't really change in steepness. It's okay. Alright, so this road here can tend to have some wildlife patrolling it. I've definitely seen a bear up here before. And you're likely to see some wolves up here as well. The energy drink is worn off and gave me a headache. I don't think that's too big of a deal. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything you can do about it. It just takes some time. Just kind of seeing some weird colors. These single region like survival challenges are fun because you get to know your way around the map a lot more intimately than just passing through. Something is... That deer sounded like something was chasing him. But hopefully it's, you know, interesting to watch as well, because if you're not like constantly changing areas and changing scenery, it can get a little bit tedious. Once we step it up to the stalker and interloper difficulties, we'll be moving a lot more. But for like a beginner who's, you know, playing the game for the first time or just wants to, so here's where we can drop the rope, just wants to kind of learn the mechanics of the game. Sometimes it's good to stay in one region, because you can find your way around and kind of have like a base that you come back to where you leave all your gear instead of having to decide what you're going to carry with you across the map. And then you can also, you know, kind of build an understanding of what strategies work without having to do it on the fly. So, I see something. So that's kind of why we're staying in one region for these first two series, the Pilgrim and the Voyagers, just to kind of show that not only can you start with very limited health and be okay, but you can find almost everything you need in just the first map that you spawn on. I wonder if we could, it'd be cool if we could pick him up and put him in the chair, just make him a little more comfortable. I think there's a way to, like, if we go over to him, we can remove respectfully. Takes 30 minutes. I don't know where we remove him to, but he's okay. I mean, doesn't seem to be bothering anybody. We'll leave him there for now, and this ends up being a place where we want to spend an extended period of time, and maybe we move him around a little bit. Did he write this note? I think that was written by someone who, like, contributed to the game. It's kind of cool. Alright. So, what time is it? It's almost evening. We've got one more trailer up on this tier that we can go take a look at. And then I think there's a cave down there as well. And that will kind of put us back. There's something walking around. That'll kind of put us back on the far side of the map where we came in, and will allow us to go up to the campground and maybe possibly find that memento note that was written about the gear in the hiding in the stump. Oh, that fence kind of startled me. I thought it was a bear. So I can't remember if I think the cave is what takes us to Pleasant Valley. So technically we're not allowed to look in there, because that would kind of be leaving Coastal Highway, and we're going to try to stay in Coastal Highway until we are fully recovered. I'll double check that. Yeah, because there's no other entrance to a cave on this map. So that's the cave that goes back to Pleasant Valley. Kind of show you it here, in case you've never seen it before. But if you're wanting to go to Pleasant Valley from Coastal Highway, we go through that door there. Good place to collect some. Yeah, see, it even says leaving the Coastal Highway, which we don't want to do. But it's got a lot of coal in there, and then you can head to Desolation Point, which is kind of the far east side of the map, southeast side of the map, and you can bring all that coal to the forge and start making some tools like arrowheads and an improvised knife and hatchet, which becomes kind of a requirement at the harder difficulty levels. You won't find the tools laying around like you do on Voyager. We still have daylight, so maybe check this trailer real quick and then keep going. I know there's one more trailer kind of at the top of the Bear Creek campground. I guess it would be like Bear Creek Falls. And it's like a loading station for the train tracks that lead over to the ravine. And that might be a good place to rest for the evening. We can make it there. Just gonna clear the junk. So the fog isn't gonna help the situation because I don't know my way up there super well, but I believe it's just a matter of staying on the road. We might have to go. We might have to go down and then up, because that's where we just came from, and that's the mine. So yeah. How heavy did we get just now? It's because we're tired. It's going to be kind of a trudge. Let's see where this takes us, and if it's feasible to keep going. So this is technically like a road, I think. This is like an old mining road that we're walking on. And it might bring us right back down to the main highway. And if it does that, we'll probably be somewhere close to either log sort or fishing camp. But if it doesn't, yeah, then we might get another kind of mid-level road where we can go continue back up. Okay, so this is good. I think this is good. I think this is the spot, or like the switchback where I was not quite putting my location together. I wasn't sure if we were going to come all the way back down to the road or if this road existed. So this is a spot that I'm not super familiar with, because I don't know that I've ever actually walked across this bridge before. I always end up back down at the main highway and then come back up under the like that big concrete bridge that we pointed out, I think on day one, that goes over what I guess would be Bear Creek. And then up to the falls. So it looks like we've had down and an up here. I think for the most part we want to go up, but there might be a cabin in here if I remember correctly that we can look at. And maybe actually drop some of this extra gear. Maybe the cabin was up. Not so sure. Yeah. If we had better visibility, we could make these decisions with a little more certainty. But of course it's foggy, and we'll be getting dark soon. I'm sure there's something down there that's worth looking at. I don't know what it is. Getting a little bit hungry again. We'll stop and start with this stuff. Hopefully we don't get snuck up on, just kind of standing here eating. Maybe I keep going. Just give him a little snack and find a better place to stop. These roads look like they just converged. I wonder if I missed something down there in the fog that I didn't see. But I think we're now back on a singular path. And aside from being... Oh, there's the trailer. I think that's the trailer I was thinking of. I'm gonna grab these mushrooms that I see here. We'll go inside, loot this cabin, spend a little bit of time preparing all of these mushrooms that we have found, and I think a few rose hips as well. And then this is probably a good place to sleep for the night, because she's just getting so tired and it's just going to be a slow walk. That's not fun to do or watch. So we'll do just a quick sweep of the interior here. We'll pick a box to drop some gear. Harvest anything that we have found that we don't want to bring with us. Hey, jerry can full of gas, 2 liters of fuel. It's actually a pretty good find. Something that I think we've already found a jerry can. Alright, let's clear the gear and put, or the junk, and we'll put the gear here. And I don't think we'll have enough to fill 2 containers, so that should be good. Let's do this first. How's our... We're kind of thirsty, kind of hungry. A couple of these. Couple of these. 30 at a time, just because she's starting to get hungry and tired. Hungry and thirsty, rather. Found a bunch of mushrooms that we haven't harvested yet, so let's get some food in us. I'm a little nervous about those sardines. I think I'm going to hold off on that. Sardines are notorious for giving you food poisoning. Alright, continue. Maybe we'll just go with an hour. Yeah, this is going to work out perfect because it's going to be well into the night before we have all this stuff crafted. And make some tinder, why not? Alright, we don't need to make any of that stuff. Containers right in front of us. So we don't need 16 tinder plugs. We really don't even need 6, but we'll carry those with us. First aid's looking good. Picked up a bunch of clothing. We're gonna keep all the food. If you're holding on to 3 can openers. I think there's more down at the... We'll do it like this. I think there's even more down at the garage. So, have lighter fluid. Bring the ammo back to the base, and that should be okay. So, alright. Just gonna find my way to a bed. Oh, there's another flare that we missed in the darkness. What else did we overlook without the lights on? Revolver shells. Oh, they're cartridges. Bullets in them and everything. Piece of cloth down here. Always good to do the sweep with a light. Okay, very good. Alright, folks, well, thanks for spending your time with me this evening. We'll get Roxie some rest and pick up in the morning. Plan to head to kind of the top of the map where the train loading trailer is. Then we'll head back down Bear Creek through the campground, pick up some cattails, and then head to the Quonset garage, which reminds me, yeah, and hopefully start crafting some animal skin clothing. So, say goodnight to Roxie, and see you guys on the next one.